Now, you do something very interesting in your book, which I'd love to touch on for a moment. I don't want to give anything away, since I know many of our listeners will want to read the book for themselves. But you use the medical condition of a coma as a means to transport people into an otherworldly dimension.
Yes.
When I first read the book, that was really something that grabbed me because I thought it was such a great idea. I love when stories take things from our world and use them as a form of transportation to another, a famous example being The Wardrobe and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Could you expound on this for us a bit and maybe share with us how you got the idea?
You know, I've always been very obsessed with dreams. Even as a kid, I had nightmares and I had regular dreams, but my dreams were very fantastic. And so I always wanted to have some kind of firm grasp on that. And so I don't know, I came up with this idea of, and man, I would have to give away so much about the video game that we're hoping to make and all that other stuff to kind of tell you how it all ends up.
Right.
But everything works together, and it is really the coma patient thing is very involved. But you know, it's really funny. I had someone read the novel. Can't remember who it was, and they said, you know, you need to attach more emotion to Omar. And because he's an atheist scientist and very logical and very, you know, but they said, you know, I'm not really attached to Omar. And so I came up with Misaki, his sister, who was in a coma. And so some of the first scenes are very emotional and I'm trying to draw you in to actually care about Omar because he develops a lot more further into the story.
Right.
And changes, but you know, but the coma patients even before that were there. I always thought, you know, it would be cool as an explanation of dreams, as dreams were a gateway to other dimensions.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely more of a skeptical type character, and I think the element of his sister definitely adds a little more warmth to him.
Yeah.
And a little more drive as well.
A little more what?
Drive,
yes.
Many of our listeners are young, aspiring writers from the Holy World forums. One of the common interests that brought us together is our desire to write for God's glory. How have you linked your passion for writing with honoring God, both as a lifestyle and in the stories you tell?
Wow, you know, there's symbolism in the world, in the fantasy world of Soterion, where the characters end up. There's even some symbolism in the center of the dimensional galaxy, the planet that they first end up on, and but there's also there's blatant Christianity there too, and there's things that are discussed in the novel, and they're momentarily, and I feel like I represent equally each side, and I think it's important to do that. I mean, you know, obviously I am a Christian, and so it's very easy for me to browbeat the other side in my novel.
Right.
But you know, I have a scene in there where two characters are arguing over a specific topic, and you know, just one of the characters ends up, you know, turning the other and basically pointing out, he's like, you're a horrible person and you're not even a Christian. I don't even know why you're arguing this. And you know, it still presents the controversial issue, and provokes the reader to think about it.
Sort of letting them decide for themselves, type of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think with the symbolism in the story and in the salvation of each one of the characters, that I'm still presenting Christ and I'm still presenting salvation. But I mean, the people who are reading this, I want it to be, I want non-Christians to read it too.
Right.
But I don't want to water down a gospel message either. So you have to strike a good balance there.
Yes, I agree.